Good afternoon or good evening to everyone, depending on where you're joining us from. We still have few people trying to join. Please, let's give them about 5 minutes to get settled, and then we'll get on the way. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I think we have to start. All the people are still trying to join, but due to time, I think we have to start. Then, as other people join, anywhere they meet us, to be fine. Okay. My name is Chinedu Onwora. I'm the product manager for Network Solutions in Layer 3. I wish to welcome everyone to today's webinar, AI-Driven Enterprise, the network for the next decade. But before we get started, I would want to go over few items to enable us know how to participate in today's webinar. Firstly, you will have the opportunity to submit test questions to the presenters, in the Q&A chat box by your screen. So of course, you may send the questions during the presentation, collect all the questions, and at the end of the presentation, they will all be addressed. Please, as you join, we would want everyone to introduce themselves on the chat, via the chat box, and as well as their organization, please. Today's webinar, I want to inform us, is being recorded. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to we'll share the links with you, and you'll be able to revisit this, the content of this webinar at the end of the day, and then we'll be able to also share with colleagues and friends, as the case may be. I hope you're ready for today's presentation, because it's going to be very, very informative and concise. But before we start, I would want to introduce my colleague, Mandy Johnson. She's going to give us a brief about Layer 3, who we are, what we do, and how we deliver peace of mind to our numerous loyal customers. Mandu, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chinedu. Welcome, everyone. My name is Mandu Johnson. I work as an account manager in Layer 3, currently managing non-banking organization in the financial sector. And I'll have to take us a brief discussion on the company's overview. Layer 3 is a Nigerian-based IT solution provider that delivers bespoke technology solutions to businesses and organizations of all sizes. We have been in the business for 15 years. We've also experienced year-in-year growth, backed up with our track record of service delivery, our consumers ensure 100% customer support, and partnership with global OEMs. We have various products and services, among which include our Layer 3 Cloud. Our Layer 3 Cloud allows companies to discover the advantages of cloud services that helps in growing their business. Our cloud-based solutions are hosted in 2 availability zones. So this guarantees 24/7 support, low latency. It also eliminates the concerns of fluctuating foreign exchange rates. Our Layer 3 cloud offerings varies among our virtual data center. We have our vServer, we have disaster recovery as a service, and also backup as a service. Why Layer 3? We have various functionalities that enables customer to see the benefits of our Layer 3 cloud service. It is cost efficient. We have unlimited data transfer, multiple availability zones. We work with an industry standard SLA. There's a room for swift migration, and we are also ISO 27000 and ISO 27717 certified. So for our network and infrastructure solutions, Layer 3 provide agility, efficiency, high performance, and scalability on our consumers' network. We also provide solutions that simplify IT operations using AI. Our product, computing and storage. Our computing and storage solution, we partner with global OEMs. We have solutions like the virtualization and consolidation. We have a hyper-converged hyperconverged infrastructure, backup, and disaster recovery. These solutions are positioned to simplify operations with software-driven automation and lifecycle management, scalability while maintaining high performance level, agility in operations, and maximum efficiency. Our asset service is one of our top-notch products. We have our fiber infrastructure spread across Abuja and Lagos respectively. We are also licensed by NCC as an ISP and a metro fiber network operator. Our asset service is backed up by 24/7 support, monitoring, and stability to make your business successful. For our layer 3 security, we have security solutions with a selective range of technology partners to help organizations build and maintain a secure, a compliant, and a more confident operation that ensures maximum protection for your network and users. This protection would work against malware, malicious content, cyber attacks, and denial of service. We also have our data analytics. We offer a suite of solutions which borders around data, from data management to identity verification management. We have our machine learning, AI, business intelligence, natural language processing, and analytics as a service. We're headquartered in Abuja and we have a branch office in Lagos. We have over 75 employees and high-skilled technical staffs who work hard and help us to provide technology solutions to our customers to make businesses and individuals excel. Well, like as mentioned previously, we're ISO certified and we're also PCI DSS certified. We look forward to welcoming you on board and also having business engagements with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mandu. Mandu has told us, if you just want peace of mind, Layer 3 is there to give you that peace of mind so you focus on your business and succeed. All right, so I just want to remind us again, as you join, please introduce yourself and the organization via the chat box. So we're going to start go into the actual presentation. However, I would want to also inform us that if you have questions in the course of the presentation, please share it via the chat box. Collect all the questions and answer all of them at the end of the presentation. So I want to hand over the floor to Spencer and Refat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the kind introduction. So just before I kick off, in the background behind me, because people have asked a couple of times, it's actually a film poster from Goodfellas. It's not a pair of underpants, which many people have asked me over the last week or two. So I think I need to change that. So thanks again for the invitation to come and talk to you today. Just by way of introduction, Spencer Mitchell, I'm responsible for business development for Juniper across emerging markets. So emerging markets is Russia, the Baltic states, Central Eastern Europe, Middle East, Turkey, and Africa. So what has Juniper done and where are we different at the moment? I think that, first of all, obviously COVID has accelerated the requirements for digitalization exponentially. We're very, very proud of what we've done to support that effort. So we as Juniper have been involved in getting pop-up testing stations in the US and Europe, and we managed to get those up and running within a matter of days. And we're fortunate that we have the technology and agility to allow us to do that. And Refat's going to talk a little bit about that today. Agility is a really key word, and the way that Juniper is going and is driven as an organization is all about us having open standards, us being able to communicate and work with other companies and not force customers to be locked down to a particular technology. A good example of that is our recent acquisition of Apstra, which is in the data center, which will allow us to do intent-driven management of data centers and infrastructure. Just to give you a quick overview though as to how Juniper is structured globally. We've essentially got three market sectors that we focus on, which are the enterprise market sector. We are experiencing double-digit growth in that area. We've recently announced our annual results, and you'll see that's been a huge growth area for us, while some of our competitors, or in fact all of our competitors, continue to decline in enterprise. Service provider sector, which I'm sure you know Juniper has historically been extremely strong in. We build 49 out of the world's top networks. I think I'm living in Dubai. I think the 50th one is due because my internet sometimes goes down. And then the third key area that we look at is cloud and hyperscale. Underpinning that, we've got three strategic routes to market, three strategic offerings. Number one, this is in no particular order. Number one is AI-driven enterprise, and Rifat is going to go through that in great detail today. When we talk about AI-driven enterprise, we have to talk about things that you wouldn't think is possible for a network to do. Hate to keep harping back to the pandemic and the situation we're in today, but we've actually implemented solutions to the world's leading universities that actually allow students to come back in, and we know that we can keep those socially distanced. When we talk about AI as well, and AI is a word that is probably overused and overhyped, but I will just touch on a couple of those case studies. Dartmouth University was actually one of the founders of artificial intelligence. They are now wall-to-wall Juniper from a Mist perspective. On the back of the big win that we had at Dartmouth University, MIT in Boston also replaced their infrastructure, which was something around 9,000 access points, which we managed to migrate in, I think it was 4.5 weeks, which was pretty impressive. And then the third one, just to give you an idea so that we've got a full spread, is Oxford University, which we've also won. So the aid piece of our business is very, very key. The second part of our business is automated WAN solutions. So how do we enable large and vast amounts of connectivity without the ability to hand crank everything? So we've recently bought 128T, which will sit alongside the existing Juniper SD-WAN platform, which will allow tunnelless VPNs and tunnelless SD-WAN links. This is huge. Then the third part of our business we're really focusing on is all around cloud-ready data center. So again, not only with our existing business today, but what we've done with Apstra, we are automating data centers as customers look at how they migrate into the cloud and also out of the cloud. And then underpinning all of that is something that's very, very key to us, which is connected security. So whilst the data moves from point to point, how do we ensure that it's absolutely secure? So that's our structure and our strategy. And with that, I would like to hand over to my good friend Rifat, who will give you, hopefully will amaze you with real artificial intelligence and not something we've made up. Rifat.
Thank you, Spencer. Thanks for Layer 3 team for the introduction. My name is Rifat Al-Karmi. I am the consultant for the AI division of Juniper Middle East Africa. And it's my honor today to be with you talking about Juniper AI-driven enterprise, which is what we are saying it's the network for the next decade. Why we are saying network for the next decade? This going backward to the largest logistic company in the world called UPS, when they selected Mist before Juniper acquisition. And the IT director or the VP of IT like to present his case to the C-level, the CEO, the CXO, CFO, name them. And then they ask him, why not Cisco? Why not Aruba HP? Why not of these names? He said, I can do it with them 100%. But what I will do, I will repeat what I have today. Nothing new, no AI, no cloud, no agility. So I need to implement the network for the next decade. And from that, this name came from a customer action perspective. Now, I will take you today in a journey, and please post your question in the chat box, and we'll try to answer as many as we can today. Any question is not answered today, we'll come back to you with an answer definitely in a short term. Before we are going with the journey and what we do and what our value and how we can benefit your businesses, let's go backward and see Gartner ranking for wired and wireless network. Because usually in the financer, you need the most reliable, more cost effective, most actually feature rich and operational excellency for your operation, not just an equipment. So in 2018, Juniper were positioned in the niche player for a reason. We didn't have the full solution at that time. After Juniper acquiring Mist AI and wireless in the same year, Gartner put us immediately in the visionary because they believe in our vision. In 2020, end of it, which is November last year, a couple of months ago, we become leader of all leaders. So we are above everybody else for a simple reason. Gartner says, and this is their statement, in our opinion, this report validates the unique advantage of Juniper AI. So what the AI do for you as a financial, banking, insurance, it increase your customer happiness, the customer experience, reducing your operational cost, make time to market much faster. Don't take my word for it or Gartner word, take the end user, the customer like yours, okay, opinion about what we do. We took the best company in 2019 and we repeated in 2020 with the highest number of customer, marking Juniper as feedback and the number one as the full mark as well. Now let's start about why companies changing their current infrastructure upgraded to Juniper. Large, small, medium, doesn't matter. As Spencer mentioned, many examples in the high education, but we have logistics, we have retailer, we have banking, like near to you, the largest bank in Australia, AMB, it is completely on Juniper Mist and many others. I will give you even more example while we are going. Number one, fundamental feature and differentiator for us among everyone else, and this help you, it's called client level visibility. We collect more than 150 different states per user per minute. This 150 things might go wrong at any time for any user. We collect this data. We present it to you in a meaningful information, not log file. We present to you service level expectation, which is for you SLA, assurance. So you can put guaranteed network performance. As a result, UBS acknowledged that after deploying Mist Juniper, they reduce 96% of the main time to repair. Think about this large figure. It saves you a lot of resources on the ground. It saves you a lot of time, make your customer more happier. And of course, sometimes you lose revenue if you have more time to repair, right? Number two question is the AI. We collect this data. Let's assume you are a bank or financial institute in a very critical 24/7 operation. Some problem happened in one of the ATM machine and you would like to serve it at 3 a.m. Do you consider your expert engineer on site to record the problem, to have the sniffer, to register it, repeat it, and record it and correct it on the fly? Or you need the best out of the machine to do it automated for you while you are at your home? If we couldn't fix it, at least we record what was the issue, record the log file for it, packet capture dynamically, no configuration, no interference, nothing, and ready for you. As a result, Gap, as an example, one of the largest retailer in US, they have more than 10,000 branch. Think about yourself with multiple branches. They realize that they reduce the number of tickets from 100 to 2 per month, and they reduce by 85% the need of sending an engineer to the site to fix problem. How much this can save your time? How much can give you more time to configure and to focus on something else, on your businesses? Number three, the microservices, cloud, and agility. You know, the upgrading controller, upgrading management software, planning for downtime, it should be part of the history. It's something legacy, you don't need to think about it. The way you plan your redundancy, again, part of the history. Our cloud, 24/7 ready, it's always updated. We have every week an update and push to the network without downtime. And think about it from security perspective, you are, you know, a lot of security standard applied in your network. If there's a wireless or wired cracker or backdoor issue, what the time will take you to fix that problem? There's a scenario in US, there's a bank without mentioning name, had 1,000 branch with 1,260 wireless controller based on Cisco. You know, it was 3 years ago, there's an attack on wireless called WCracker2, and the question has been asked to their CIO, how many days, weeks took you to patch all your controller? And the answer was, we did not patch it. Why? Because it will take long time, and then you have a problem with access point compatibility with the NAC solution, with the controller, with that device, this device, all that disaster for them. In our scenario, you could upgrade it while you are sleeping because we did it for you in less than 48 hours. All our customer worldwide, millions of access point fixed. No issue at all. This kind of scalability and reliability, plus the automation. You can send a technician to plug your AB, your switch, any branch, the service will be up and running as per your configuration. As an example, T-Mobile, they implement hundreds of branches per week. Nothing, quickly. What their statement to us, they say the fastest, most efficient technology rollout in their retail history was Juniper Mist. Last but not least, what you can generate more from your wireless, from the network. Can you generate something more than connectivity? The answer is yes. We can give you the path of digital transformation to give you, for example, how many customers visit your branch, for how long they stayed, where they stayed. Can you give wayfinding for an insurance company? Can you give your customer a promotion or an offer the moment they enter a certain location of yours based on their profile? The answer is yes, this is a possibility. And I believe Spencer mentioned in the beginning, the University of MIT, and MIT as a statement after they implemented in less than 5 weeks, more than 10,000 access points. What their feedback from the IT of the best university in the world, excuse me, Spencer, this is the US view. It looked like we woke up from a dream watching Mist roll out. They couldn't believe how smooth, easy the deployment was. Example of, you know, the vision where we are going. We mentioned that we have AI-driven enterprise, start from the wireless side, where the user have the access with the access point. We extended to Juniper switches, the EX family and the campus. We are going to the firewall and the WAN and the SD-WAN until you reach to the cloud. So we having the client to cloud philosophy. And this is important. So we measure the experience from source all the way to destination, and we will point where the experience was not good or wrong. Just to refresh a mind that the architecture does matter. Why our competitor cannot do what we do? To build a network with Juniper Mist, what you need? You need an access point and you need a switch. and you are up and running in 5 minutes. You could have also the firewall from us as well and the SD-WAN. Now, if you compare it to the others, you need a controller, you need a management software, you need your NAC solution, you need your location analytic engine, you need a reporting engine, you need a location, customer experience sensor, you need a Bluetooth beacon plastic one to point it, and will continue. If you have 1 branch or 10 branches, you need to multiply. So you will have all the best experience at no time. This is give you an advantage to the market that you can deploy the best technology immediately. You don't need to wait, plan, and wait weeks and weeks, maybe sometimes months of deployment and integration. And we convert the concept from CapEx to OpEx, this is the standard modern, and I believe you are the best audience to understand where's the financial market going, not me, but this is the way it's going. So we don't need to push all the technology to you from day number one. So let's assume you need only wireless services. You get only what you need, Wi-Fi assurance. Then if you need to add Juniper switch, you add the wired assurance. You need to add the router, the WAN assurance, and moving like this. And at any time, you can enable the feature. Just, an email to layer 3, we need that feature. This is the price for it, up and running in like a couple of days. And this is the feature. You don't need to worry about installation, in new hardware, in new deployment, nothing. It's just a mouse click. Customer references, just for you to see the variety of users. We have the best in class from every single vertical. We have Walmart, the largest retailer in the world, single customer, more than 240,000 access points and thousands of switches. Amazon, worldwide fulfillment center. Gap in US. IKEA, by the way, which is not here. We have the hospital market, like in US. We have service provider across the world. We have university, hospitality, banking sector, insurance, all that available from the top going down. Now, as we mentioned before in the beginning, in the opening, that everybody talk about AI. Everybody. AI, artificial intelligence, if you attend any small company, AI become. It's an overused term, underestimated term as well. So we are not talking about AI here, a nice dashboard with some number and figure and color. We need AI to do automation inside, actionable insight. So it's not only throw data to you. I will give you an example. How you measure your network performance. I will not go even to the radio one. How you make sure it is within your baseline. If you ask any of our competitor, guys, how you measure the baseline? Either they will not answer you or give you the honest answer, that dynamic average. And in math, you are the master in finance, right? How you consider the baseline? You add the numbers, you divide it by 2, you get the average. Basic. We have it like 15, 20 years ago. We left it away long time back. We implement something called ARIMA Online, version 2.0, which is AI subroutine in anomaly detection. Also, we left it because the accuracy was only 87%. So we were not happy. Then we implement something called long short tail memory. And this has increased the efficiency to 92%. And still we are trying to reach 100%. What it gives you? If the access point it try to act in a proper way but cannot due to hardware failure, memory, hardware issue, will automate the RMA for you. So we'll send you an email that, Mr. Customer, this device not acting in a proper way. We try to fix it, but we need to replace it. Send us your address. This is the automation we like, even you are not aware actually of the problem. This is one. Then second is the virtual interface. How we can assist and help you without having a lot of training requirement, remembering command line, the boring life. So virtual network assistants that make life easier You interact with the system in a normal English language, the way you like. And this is what we call it Marvis. Usually we do offline demo, but today we'll skip the offline demo. We'll go to a real demo and let you see what Marvis is. So it exactly includes the same technology of Google Home or Alexa from Amazon, the virtual assistants. Everybody know it, like Siri and Apple. So, but this is complicated more, and it focus only on network experience. So it make it as simple as the best expert engineer free of charge in your network 24/7 a day. I will not demonstrate the offline. We'll go to online version in a while. Now, before we go to the online, we need just to give you a quick view about location services, what you can add to the Wi-Fi. We mentioned, can you add something beyond connectivity? The answer is yes. In a banking sector, you have your customer with a banking mobile app. You can add your SDK. The moment your customer approaching a branch, you can send him a welcoming message, or you can study. He came that day, spent 10 minutes, and what was the service? Or maybe there's no service. At the branch, what was the waiting time average for that queue? Because you like to enhance your customer services. You like to control it. In a large corporate office, you like to do wayfinding. Where's the meeting room? Security, you like to do auto attendance. It can be, possibility is wide open. Why we are different? Every single device of ours has a unique feature, doesn't exist anywhere from any other company. 16 antenna to send and receive Bluetooth signal in a directional way. We can give you 1 to 3 meter accuracy directional. And what does give you? Flexibility of virtualize the reporting per area. The area you can define it by mouse click, and you can customize the message virtualized. Do you need to spend days and hire a lot of engineer to configure the Bluetooth? The answer is absolutely no. The machine learning will do it all for you. Zero touch. And you can get out of it a full reporting about how many customers in the branch, how many of them are repetitive in you, what the time they consumed in your branch, in your office, in any location, what was the waiting time average, and where this more customer come, like the frequent. Can you see it real time in your view? Yes, you can, without any hardware in any branch, without any additional piece of software. Can I do COVID-19 fighting? Today, it's essential. This, for example, part of our office, I will show it to you live in a minute, that you can define the maximum capacity. At any time the capacity get extended, you receive an alert and alarm. That's important. You can put it even QR on the entrance or on your web page as a URL for your public customer without the need to access your network. With this, we'll go to the live demo. No more representation. It's a real system, live system. We never know what the result will be, what the expectation, what the data. We landed here. This is our system.
Sorry, just can I just jump in there for a second, Rifat, while you boot that up? So just want to pick out a couple of really key points in Rifat's demonstration whilst he boots up. Well, it's already booted up because it works. It works. Nobody, no company ever wakes up in the morning and says, I want to rip out all of my Wi-Fi. I want to replace my Wi-Fi. I want to replace my infrastructure. Nobody does that. It's difficult and it's hard to do and it's disruptive. Fortunately, we have the least disruptive and the easiest way of doing that. So to share this with you, the biggest single win that we had last year, which Rifat talked about but didn't really go into detail, was BP. That's British Petroleum. That's 30 30,000 sites, 30,000 sites that we've won there, just to give you an idea of the scale. So obviously that's not to scare anybody. We like all of our customers the same, but you think about trying to deploy to that many forecourts globally and quickly. That's what we've managed to do. Sorry, Rifat, over to you, back to you, mate.
Thank you. And just we have one question, I believe, on the chat. The question was, all this AI-driven price, is it separated from the SD-WAN, or there is, integration between them? The answer is, we are working on a fully fledged integration. It will be announced to the market with 128 in 2 months. So it will be fully integrated as a roadmap. We today fully integrate with our CSO. And the example Spencer mentioned for 30,000 branch worldwide for British Petroleum is based on SD-WAN, switches, and wireless in a single project managed from a single portal. So the answer is yes. So
as is CVS as well. So CVS. So just to give you the two, the Contrail Service Orchestrator is the relies on the Juniper product set. The 128 doesn't need to be Juniper product set. Is the easiest way of doing it, or thinking about it.
Okay. Now we are going with the live demo. Then we'll go back to the question. Okay. Having the Bluetooth on, the answer is yes. Bluetooth should be on. Otherwise, the location only work on Wi-Fi. So this is the second question we answered. So if you need the location services accuracy with the Bluetooth, then Bluetooth should be on. Otherwise, we give you location services based on Wi-Fi. Now, this is the landing page. The moment I land here, I will switch to Marvis. Marvis is our AI interface. It is the way we do, like the face on AI. And the first thing we go action, Marvis action. I didn't ask any question. I didn't even bother to do anything. Marvis will give you, Mr. IT Director, Mr. IT manager, in your 50 branches, 100 branch, 1 branch, whatever size, we notice you have certain issue, and it's might good to look at it. Number one issue, we have 3 criteria in switches. We discover there is customer or user try to access your switch in a specific VLAN that was not configured. Do you like to configure it? If not, just ignore it. And we notice there's a bad cable. How much it cost you, Mr. Customer, to find a bad cable in a branch remotely that causing an ATM machine reboot, or a point of sales not working, credit card machine, or a printer is not printing the invoices? Think about it. You could lose 3-4 days revenue, money, customer satisfaction for a bad cable. What if I give you the bad cable, even location? Here is it. Bad cable location. We can see it. You can see my screen, Spencer, right? Okay, good. So, and this is negotiation problem. If the service provider changed the WAN interface without telling you, so you lose the speed and performance, we can do also troubleshooting. For your access point, for your radius, your DHCP, DNS will not go one by one, will make it more easier for you. Let us actually Marvis now, and let's play with Marvis. Now, this is our Marvis here, and this is our chat box. And I log in, they say, hi, Rifat. I say there's pending action, if you remember, Marvis action. So immediately he pointed to me, Marvis action. But I don't care. I will ask him and start playing with my expert in the system. And please know, this is live system. So there is not a presentation. So whatever here is dynamic, live, based on a live user. Let's assume I say my client is not working. So my client is not working. Okay, sorry, the system is really nice, very well, behaved, and asking me about what is the MAC address of it. I would say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the MAC address. The system asks me, do you know the host name? Now I actually get annoyed. I will not write, I don't know. I will say, Nope. Still asking me about the site name. Of course, you should know your site name, but to be honest with you, let's make it more difficult. No, I will not give you the site name. It's up to me, playing with the system. Now, the system really try to get and help me. Do you know at least the device type? I will give him that now. Let's see, iPhone is the worst device in wireless. Oh, we find 3 wireless iPhone in my network having a problem, not any iPhone. Okay, let's see the iPhone, this one. Okay, immediately it translated to troubleshoot. I did not try troubleshoot it by itself. Okay, he have 2 problems: DHCP slow and poor coverage. Let's go to this one. Click, and here is it. So the client DHCP is slow on server. So I give you the problem he's facing and the delay he having and the server, which DHCP, and on which SSID, which network, and if it's a common or specific. Done. Did you send somebody to troubleshoot these users? Did you spend hours to find out? On the spot, you have it. Done. You like to see when it happened, this problem? When the problem happened? Here is it. This is, again, I will scale down. This is when it happened, the problem, the time-wise. Okay. You like to see the client insight, the experience of the client on that time. This is, he was, if you see here, DHCP timeout, right? Then DHCP success. And this is the bucket capture here, already captured. So you can give it to your server team. Guys, your DHCP server is not acting as it should be. It causing my customer some delay. Take it. Okay, done. Do I need to be an expert in network? Absolutely not. I can speak the language of the system. Let's go backward to the system here and say, okay, let's play with it. My client is not working again and will ask me the same. No. And I will not give him the host name. Think about it. I will not give him even the site name. I will not give him the device name this time. Just make it more difficult. You see what I mentioned the system to me? Okay, read it here. Seem you don't have specific information at all, right? Can you use, okay, he's give me actually the cheat sheet that unhappy users. So, okay, list unhappy users. And now what they are doing, the system, going through your whole organization. Now it's not only iPhone. Any device with your network is not happy from your service. It will be mentioned here. And again, we can troubleshoot him. If you are bored that much, you can tell even the system, tell me a joke. The system already start to be more human with you. Okay, what is the weather? We are taking this even context beyond network support. You see, blue sky and sunshine. Okay, the system become more human. It's interact with you. Okay, show me roaming. Okay, so this is now the conversation. I will start it here. Tell me, okay, because I need to mention it. Show roaming for a specific user. I will close this now, wider screen, and let's select any other users specific. Let's see one of the users. Here is it. Continue. Now, this is the user experience in roaming, okay, in the last 7 days, because he complained to me, I lose my VoIP connectivity, right? Here's the example. When he move, I can zoom in. If you see here, it's bad roaming, red, and here's the issue between this X point and here. So it's bad coverage. I will go back to this problem and all the way. I can see it in a floor plan. So imagine you have multiple branches and still we can do the same. I can walk you all the way when he roam and where is the problem, one by one in historical, up to 30 days. If he didn't complain within 30 days, then we have a problem with the guy himself. So I can, by mouse, I can click here and see the bad issue. And this is the bad issue of the user. I can even go for this user and troubleshoot him directly if I like to be. So this is sample of the system can do with AI. If you sign management SLA with your business operation and you like to make sure that you are matching what you are promising to deliver, here is it, okay? This is your result in the last 7 days within that site. Coverage, let me click 72% of the coverage. You don't need to send your engineer to do site survey again. I can see what was the measure, what was the heat map, the time of the deficiency, where's the distribution, and who was affected from the users. More important, where's the problem? Here's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the worst problem. If you see here, this is where most of the problem happening. Okay, the red one. This is the number 1 problem. So without leaving your desk, I gave you, even if there's a roaming problem, where it's located, bad coverage, where it's located. You like to see the capacity problem. If there is an interference in any branch, here is the capacity. And again, the problem, where is the interference remotely. You don't need to spend that much time in troubleshooting. You don't need to send an engineer wasting your time to the remote. Let's take the discussion to something else. Now, out of the box, you can upload the floor plan and see the user live on a map. This is a live network in a part of our USA office. The purple user here is a Wi-Fi user, connected user, like printer, employee, whoever. The blue user is a user with a mobile app. With our SDK, you can interact with him, send promotion, messages, auto attendance, whatever you like. The asset here, the small green, I will show it to you now. This one, this is the small green things. This is an asset. Anything you can tag, like a projector, printer, an employee, HR card, you can do it. This is unconnected Wi-Fi device. A customer is not connected to your network, but still we count for it. And how you define the new area of reporting? Let's assume creating a zone. This is a new zone. I am in Dubai. This site in US, and I created, took a mouse click. You like to add a beacon where a message or an alert you like to put it? I did it. I didn't go to Cisco HB Aruba Extreme to buy a new plastic beacon, new license. I did not send my engineer. I did not wait for 2-3 weeks to have this in a single mouse click. So this is how it is. And remember, please, how the site looked like. If you remember it this way, we'll go immediately to occupancy analytics. This is your branch. This is, I define each zone, how much occupancy maximum allowed. If you exceed it, I would send an email as an alert to your security team, to your team, to anyone. So you can define the way you like. Now, this is, you are an IT manager and you have access to it. Do you like to give it to your colleague as an employee, HR, or your customer? It's simple. Can you guys prepare your mobile camera? If you like to scan a code, we'll share with you now a code. You can share it, you can scan it, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. I'll give you 30 seconds to scan the code, please. You can see the code, just your smartphone, open the camera, you have a code with URL redirection. I hope you are scanning that. After this, I will take you to the URL for the same scan code. Just I will leave it another 10 seconds. Okay, so I assume at least some of you being able to scan it, fine. If you are not able to scan it, this is the code. Okay, copy. I will open it in front of you, and this is live again. Yes, thank you. We have a proof aboard. Here's the link. Okay, this is exactly the link. And by the way, if you like, I will post the link on our chat. You can take it at any time and double check about our office status. More than this, no need to have it. So you see, this is what you can give your customer a view. Your office is busy, your branch is busy, or the meeting room is busy. Up to you. You can define any area of interest to put capacity around it. Done. So this is, okay, a quick view about the feature set about location services and how flexibility to start the operation. And this is compared to other systems. You need to spend weeks of planning and weeks of deploying, and we have it immediate. I will give you another example about how you define a guest portal in one of your branches in the system. We'll go to all the questions after I finish this. Yes, I will. Thank you for the question. I see multiple good questions actually. Here, I will go with the SSID. Let me double check here. Yeah, adding a new SSID for the branch without moving ahead, without buying any new equipment. I like to have a guest portal for our customer. Let's have it here. I need to change with you the picture. I need the background. We'll select a random one here. This is a nice building, and we'll change a logo to standard Wi-Fi logo. And we'll select the authentication to be from your reception. So it's called guest access, just an example. And I don't need to collect company name. And let's see what happened. Done. How many mouse click I did before I release a full HISA? 3-4 mouse click. And you can have the full reporting. Can you have it social media? Absolutely, if you like to. This is Google, Facebook, Amazon. Here, let's go and see it. Multiple options, up to you. I change it and I release it as well. So this is the flexibility. We have a question about the security and wired assurance. And let's start with the wired assurance. The wired assurance is to manage Juniper switches, to have zero-touch provisioning, like here. They'll give it to you. This is a Juniper switch, green, and you can configure it completely remotely using GUI interface. This is the VLAN definition. This is the port profiling, and this is how you map it to the port. If you don't like to map it here, you can click on any port or 2 port and change the VLAN configuration and select from a drop menu whatever you define. Even if you don't know and you are in high security enforcement, you like to do IoT onboarding, you can put something called dynamic port configuration, which means the port has a default VLAN, dead end, and it changes its configuration based on the device connect to it, either by MAC address or new, which is like Samsung camera go to CCTV, or Sony camera go to CCTV, HP printer go to the printer, laptop different, whatever you like, or based on username, password. When you authenticate with the Radius, I can specify where you go. Many features applicable here, and you can have also the report. You can configure it switch by switch, or site by site, or the whole org in one single template. You can do that, and we can show it to you. Even here, I can go and do testing tools from the switch in middle of nowhere, like 500 kilometers away, and I can test a cable. How you can do this with other system? I can do bounce the board. That means if the printer in that location it's stuck and they need to restart the Ethernet card of the printer, the subject, either I need to call somebody to do it for me or I send the technician, or I can do it with mouse click. I can just select the port and that's it. This is the capability in our system. And all this integrated with our connected security philosophy. We have the wireless security. You can enforce policy. You can allow user to access any resources based on AAA attribute, like authenticate with your radius, LDAP, if they are HR, if they are in that branch, if they are in the second floor, for example, they can access my CNN. They can go and check, for example, local network is not allowed for them. I can block them, and I can add as many policy as I like. Do you need license for this? The answer is no. Is it out of the box? Yes. You can integrate with any specific radius, with any standard radius authentication you can do. Cisco, ClearPass, Aruba, Forescout, Pulse Secure, Microsoft, up to you. You use it. Okay? Cancel here. And of course, we have built in all the wireless security and alerting 24/7 without additional license. The last but not least, okay, here you can integrate it with Juniper wireless security and advanced ATP on the cloud from here. So if you have Juniper SRX, you can integrate with Juniper ATP, become more than wired and wireless. So depend on the user behavior, you can block the user or grant him access, or even if you granted him access, you can block him later on a bad behavior. So this is what we have today in a live demo. And let me summarize what we showed you. We showed you the Marvis interface, which is, we are the only company in the world so far. We provide you with true AI, monitoring, troubleshooting. We gave you an idea about the location services. We gave you how it's easy to deploy guest portal and other services. And we gave you also the idea how we can secure such access. Multi-tenancy is part of our fundamental, how you can define 3 tiers of access, but to discuss every single feature, maybe we need hours and hours, maybe the time will not be suitable for a public event. But if you are interested, and I hope you are, please communicate the same with Layer 3 representative, and we can arrange for one-to-one discussion more suited to your business use cases, or we can discuss the way moving forward. Back to you, Shoga. If there's any question I missed, please list it to me.
All right, thank you so much, Rifat. I'm trying to check. I think there's a question you missed.
Okay, there's one question. Yeah, I found a question. Okay. The question says, when Mist AB cannot reach the Mist cloud, can end user with wireless connection still communicate with the internet? The answer is yes. If the internet is down or the cloud is not reachable due to global internet in that country, is down because our cloud is always up and running, okay, the access point, the switch will be up and running, serving client without any interruption.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know if we still have more questions. Anyway, if you have more questions, please.
Another question here. Does Mist have any form of inbuilt security?
Okay, we answered that briefly, but yes, yeah. We have the following security built in our wireless. We have the RF security to scan all ROG and honeypot access point and prevent individual access. We have policy enforcement based on the corporate policy using AAA radius, and this is built in. And we have even DDoS attack prevention for wireless, and I can show it to you how to be configured easily. Let's select any of these. We select here. We prevent all the attack for wireless. If anybody attack any access point by false association, for fail, we block it for 60 seconds. You can manipulate the number the way you like. So all this is built in as a security, and all the other RF security is included.
All right, thank you so much. Sorry, Mandu, the slide. So I'm trying to put up a slide.
I need to stop sharing so you can continue your sharing.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. 1 second. Okay, now you can go.
Hello, Mandu. Okay. So I mean, having all the things Refat has told us, having it in mind, I ask this question. Do you want to save time and money with network automation, just like he has explained to us? I mean, from deployment on day 0 to troubleshooting on day 365. You want to increase your productivity by enabling your IT department focus on more strategic tasks. Do you want to deliver amazing experiences to your employees, guests, customers, users, with network services that are predictable, reliable, and tailored to individual needs? If yes, then let's have a conversation. You can talk to us at via sales@layer3.com.ng, or you can contact me directly, Chinedu Omora at layer3.com.ng. Then, interestingly, we would want to, we have some giveaways, but the giveaways will be based on any organization that is able to have us set up meeting, and they have, productive engagement with them. We are ready to carry out POCs, proof of value, and all. If we're able to have such conversation, then you stand a chance of winning an access point. With the required license, I think it would be an added. It would add to your infrastructure, and you can start from day 1 to enjoy all the functionalities that Juniper Mist brings to your network. Thank you so much. I am happy that we all have seen the wonderful solution that we have brought to you. And I'm very sure that we'll be able to set up meetings. We are available. Just
please, can I ask one question before you go, please? I'd like to ask Refat. So I'm asking on behalf of higher institutions. I understand Mist solution is very effective solution. So I would like to find out, are there any concessions you have for higher institutions if we want to deploy this solution to our environment?
Okay. My understanding of the question, what the use cases for higher education and university and K-12 using Mist technology, and what the advantage? A part of the top university in the world, they deploy Mist, and what are the use cases? First of all, they have the Wi-Fi connectivity for the online education and the internet access. They have the automation for it, so they don't need to hire so many. but they build on top of it many applications, like where the students spend their time, what the right behavior, the wrong behavior. Can I do auto attendance for the student in the classroom for the exams? Or I can trace the expensive equipment in the lab, where it goes and where it goes. And also, can I control the traffic for the student based on the location? Meaning, while he's in the classroom, I can give him, internet and online education. In the backyard, I can give him either or, up to you. All this is possible. And you can even trace and track and guideline the student, where's the lab, where's the meeting room, the guest portal, for the guest to come and see where's their student, where's their son, girls, and
Can I just add to that as well?
Yeah.
One of the other use cases that we've pulled up for universities, there's two that are very, very key. One is security. So for example, if a student is leaving their accommodation, they can literally set an Alexa alert that says, I'm walking across campus to meet someone. If I'm not back in an hour, raise an alert. That's very, very important and very, very easy to do. The other thing that we've done a lot of research in the UK on is one of the early indicators of depression is university students withdrawing. So what I mean by withdrawing is they're not going to the pub, right? They're not going to the bars. They're not going to the university refectories. They're not going any university places. So all they're doing is staying within their dormitories. We can create an app that would basically say, if someone doesn't turn up within 24 hours or doesn't move, there's a potential early indicator of welfare and concern. So there's some really, really interesting use cases there. Does that answer the question on the VBLE part?
No, the VBLE is different question, Spencer.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, sorry.
Now, thanks, Spencer, for the highlight. I believe we answered the educational use cases. I will go back to the question of VBLE. To answer your question, VBLE is not affecting the 2.4 gig frequency Wi-Fi because we are working on a different sub-channel than the Wi-Fi. So there is like a spectrum of 88 megahertz per channel, and we work on the adjusting frequency between channel 1, channel 3, 6, 9, and 11, and we work between these channels. So it doesn't affect the performance nor causing any interference.
Thank you once again, Rifat. I appreciate all the responses. Spencer, thank you for your contribution as well. I would want to hand over the floor to my colleague, Osato, to give us a lot of things as we run on. Osato? Network issues. Hello, Osato, can you hear us? Network.
I believe you need to invest in some Juniper network gear.
Making out time. On behalf of the, I think we want to say a big thank you for making out time. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you now.
Okay.
We can start.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody on behalf of Layer 3 for taking out time to attend the webinar. We understand that your schedules are tight, but you gave us the honor to attend the webinar. If there are questions that were not addressed during this session, we'll get back to you in a day or two, but I think most of the questions have been addressed already. And we'll compile all the questions and answers and send it out via emails. This could also help you, make up your mind sooner. Probably we can set up a more customized presentations for you and your organization, or POCs, please. We are very eager to give you a proof of value. I'm very sure you get value for this solution. Thank you once again. We hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osato. I just want to add to what you said. I mean, this webinar is being recorded. So at the end of the day, we'll still share it with all the participants. And please, if you get it, you can revisit, go through it. If you have questions, you can send it across. And then please share with your colleagues and friends, as the case may be. Thank you so much.
We'll be happy to get referrals also from the attendees. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a great evening. Thank you.
And from Juniper, we would like to thank everyone for your time and patience and for the excellent question. We received it among multiple actually participants. We are looking forward to meet all of you virtually or hopefully in the future in physical. Have a nice evening.
All right, too. Bye.